my name is Lindsey Reeder and I'm an online marketing coordinator for Random House of Canada. I have actually been on WorkStory before about 3 years ago, I think, or maybe 2 years ago. But when I made my WorkStory originally, I was an assistant in the special markets department for Random House. So my career has changed a little bit, and so I just wanted to give you an update of what's going on now. But just in case you haven't seen that video, here's a little bit about my background. I studied English at Katie University in Wolfville, Nova Scotia from 2002 to 2006. And it was an amazing experience. I always knew I wanted to work in publishing, so I got into English. It was something, obviously, I love books, and I was like, I want to work in that industry. So that was my goal. And about a year and a half out of university, I got the opportunity to do a 9-month contract at Random House as an assistant. And I went there, and I worked really hard and was very, very lucky to get a job permanently, and then I worked over in the special markets department. But one of the things I really wanted to do to, help me get noticed, but also to show my love of reading, was to create a blog. And this was probably, I think, in 2010 when I started the blog. And the blog was called readerreads.com, and my last name is Reeder, so that worked out really well. And I created this blog, and mostly it was just me reviewing books that I enjoyed or didn't enjoy sometimes, and also going to different events and showcasing what I thought about the event and the author and so on and so forth. And it was just a really great opportunity to connect with fellow readers, not just in the industry, but like book lovers. And that was really the whole goal of it. But one of the great opportunities that came out of the blog was that the company, Random House, where I work, was really interested in what social media has to offer. And obviously social media was like hitting its stride at that time. So I was really fortunate that the online marketing department was a new department being made in the company. And I, in early days, got to go over to that department and was the online marketing assistant for a while. And it was a really, really fun job, and I got to connect with like tons and tons of bloggers and start and talk on Twitter and all these really cool things. Exactly what you think a social media person will do, that's exactly what I do now. So my coordinator role came out probably about a year and a half into the department. So now for about 3 years I've been in the online marketing department, but now my coordinator responsibilities expand a little more beyond just social media, which is really great. So basically, my daily responsibilities are, no one day is the same, which is a really, really great thing about working for this company. But basically, I am one of the voices on our Twitter account, which is a lot of fun because we get just to connect with people that read every single day. And there really isn't anything cooler than that, in my opinion. And I contribute to our Facebook account. I also operate the Pinterest, Instagram, and Goodreads accounts, so I'm a platform leader for those 3 different divisions, or 3 different social media platforms. And basically it's just, being on top of one, contributing to those social media platforms, but also operating them and seeing what new strategic things are happening in those platforms and being able to share that with our team. And then I still work with the bloggers, which is a really, really great thing because I still operate my blog. And the reason I still operate is because obviously I still love reading and I love being a part of that community. It's such a vibrant community and it's such a welcoming community. And I've met so many fantastic friends and people that like the same things as I do and give great recommendations. So that's a really fun part of my day-to-day job. But then the other really cool thing that a part of my job is that I get to work with authors now. And basically, some of the authors' names that I get to work with are Miriam Taves, Eva Stachniak, and Claire Cameron, who wrote The Bear, which is out now. It's a really great book. You should read it. Basically, I work with these authors to come up with social media plans, online marketing plans, and how we're going to represent their book as a company online. So I get early days to have conversations with these authors and just kind of like have, I answer any questions they might have about social media practices and anything they might be stuck on or anything like that. It's really, really fun because I get to sit there with the author and be like, I read your book. And it's just, I can't even tell you how cool it is. Like when I was in Acadia thinking that one day I'd be sitting in these meetings with authors in early days before anybody's had the opportunity to read their books, I get to say, I read it and I got a manuscript and it was fantastic. So that's a really, really cool thing. So but to give you some advice when it comes to if you're interested in online marketing or social media practices, I think that one of the things that you can do, whatever field you're interested in, is really it's really easy, I should say, to connect with different people in whatever industry you're interested in. And really it's just going to that corporation and figuring out who works for it, who operates their Twitter account, and connecting with them. And I think many times I've been approached about having a 10-minute phone call with somebody or meeting with someone and just answering their questions. And I think more than like everybody is willing to answer those questions because everybody wants to, help people get into their industry. It's great. And I think if you're really interested and you make that effort to connect with someone, they're more than happy to answer your questions. So definitely look into that. But having a blog has opened a lot of doors for me. So if you can find some way online to connect with people, I think that's a really, really great asset. And it's a really easy way to do it and talk to different people you might not otherwise have the opportunity to talk to. So I highly encourage you to do that, no matter what field you're in, whether it be publishing or any other industry. It really is quite easier than you think to find people that work in that industry and connect with them. So that's my best piece of advice that I can give you. So that's kind of where I am right now in my work story, and I have a fantastic career that I want to continue in social media. I originally, when I made my work story, thought that I wanted to be a sales representative, and maybe that's still a possibility. I'm not 100% sure, but I can definitely say with full guarantee that I love what social media has done for my career and the amount of people it's been able to connect me with, not just in publishing, but like authors and different people. And if I knew that, again, like even whether I was in university or 16, that Margaret Atwood would one day tweet out an article I wrote, which she did, which was awesome. I think that I would have had a fangirl moment kind of like I did when it happened. And it's a really, really great tool. So I highly encourage you to use social media to connect with anyone and everyone that you can think of in whatever field you're interested in. And maybe I'll be back in a couple years to tell you about where I am now or then in my career. But right now I am very, very happy. And if you want to connect with me, you can find me on Twitter, and it's @ReaderReads, or my blog is www.readerreads.com. And I wish you the best of luck out there. So thanks. Bye.